7:55, welcome back to BT. Well, Canada's favorite twin duo, Tegan and Sara, are climbing the charts and taking the music world by storm as they go a little bit dancier with their latest release. This one's called Heartthrob.
They brought that show to MTS Centre Tuesday night. This is part 2 of BT's Jenna Kahn's interview with Tegan and Sara.
I still wanna see you tonight. Will you be around?
We are with 5-time Juno nominated, 1-time Grammy nominated Tegan and Sara. The Grammy nod. I mean, it is a huge deal when you think about the music industry. As artists, that's always kind of your own sort of where you're coming from. What did it mean to you?
I think that to be acknowledged on that level, whether you sort of like believe in award shows or competition between artistic entities, all of that aside, when you get nominated for a Grammy, it's significant. It just is. And I think that it was incredibly unexpected, and it was never something that we sort of like, were inspired to go after or anything like that. I think we've always sort of seen ourselves as probably a little bit more niche or off the beaten path. So it is funny to find yourself there. And it's really great for the family and relatives and that sort of thing. I mean, that's something that, they can all sort of go like, yes, I've heard of these Grammys before. Whereas, sometimes the things that are very significant to us in terms of like, playing certain music festivals or, getting into certain magazines or playing certain venues, those things are sort of significant to us because we know what they are.
Lollapalooza?
Yeah, like a lot, like Grandpa doesn't understand Lollapalooza, but, people understand the Grammy. So that's really cool too.
Well, it's definitely a big moment as far as your career goes.
Yeah.
Your career has grown so much. It's been a number of years that you've been doing this, but was there a moment when you're like, holy cow, we're really making it right now?
I feel like every day there's that moment. I think that we never really had planned to go this far. We never sat down at the beginning of our career and even acknowledged that it was a career. We just felt very passionate about traveling, and we felt really passionate about music and wanted to somehow turn that into a job. And 14 years later, we're sitting here and it feels very exciting. So I think we try to take a moment every single day and just remember how far we've come and how much we've accomplished. It all feels like icing on the cake at this point. I truly feel like any sort of bucket list that we had created has now been completely and totally obliterated. We've done it all. And so, everything past this point is just going to be extra. A lot of teenagers look up to us, a lot of queer youth look up to us, and we take that role very seriously. So it's very exciting, and making it has just meant that we've hopefully been able to enrich a lot of people's lives.
Well, something I was going to ask you about too is the fact that when you started making music, say 13 years ago, you're at a stage in your lives where, you're experiencing things for the first time, you're learning about things. Being, strong women in your early 30s, do you approach that sort of role model thing a little bit more differently?
I think that, when we were younger, we were just trying to sort of be the adult versions of the kids that our parents, had raised. We realized that suddenly there was a lot of expectation and responsibility on us. And I think that we were just trying to do right by their morals and the things that they had taught us. And, as an adult, you sort of shift and you grow and those things change and certain things become more important than other things. And I think being role models was always important to us. But now that we're truly adults, because I don't know that we were necessarily adults when we were role models when we were in our early 20s. I mean, we were sort of like really well-behaved teenagers, But there's a difference now when you're I think that we understand this role much better than we did when we were younger.
You do your body work. I feel my pulse looking over time.
There you go. If you missed part 1 of Jenna's interview with Tegan and Sara and it's worth a watch, just go to breakfasttelevision.ca and you can check it.
They're so catchy. MTS Centre was pumping when they were here.
Joint was a jump, and they're really cool. As Jenna said, a little more dancey in this album. But
yeah.
I love what they said about it's not lost on us that kids look up. Like, there's so many, you hear athletes say, don't look up to me, I'm just a basketball player. It's great to see that they're saying, you know what, people do look up to us, and we therefore have an obligation.
And they take that seriously, yeah. It's nice to see. They look like nice girls.
Very nice girls. We're going to take a break. Coming up, pretty more nice girls. We'll talk a little bit about remaking some of your family's favorite food so that it's healthier for them.